of Visionary Yoga. I'm author of Yoga of Personal Development. I want to talk to you about a very special day that's coming up. I'm on quite spontaneously. I was just inspired to share this with you because my work is to turn dreamers into visionaries. And the difference between the two is that visionaries know how to ground that dream, that vision from the ethereal realm that's in their head and their hearts into material, three-dimensional, five sensory filled reality. And a very special day is coming up tomorrow, November 11th. Yes, it's 11/11/2022 tomorrow. And it's a very, very powerful day, numerologically speaking, and also the astrologically speaking. And I believe, the universe gives us so many of these opportunities to release the old paradigm and to really step into a new timeline for ourselves. We're living in a time of accelerated shifts. And if you believe that we're here to evolve ourselves to our next level, then you would really do well to take advantage of these windows of energetic, heightened energy days. It's a power day, and we're already in it now. So listen up. What is so special about 11/11? It's all this talk about these numbers. But first of all, to this year is very, very special. Like every year, there is 11/11. November 11th comes around every single year, and it is already a very special day just because number one is the source code, right? Number one stands for initiation. Number one stands for the source number. Number one stands for really, the concentric circle. Like you're the center of the circle and you get to ripple your impact out into the world. And so we got four pillars of one standing on this day. So already November 11th is a very powerful day. But this year is November 11th, 2022. So, again, these repeating numbers create a very powerful vibrational vortex into which, if we know how to tap into it, we can truly take advantage of the energy for our own manifestation of our vision. Now, you probably, the year is coming to a close. I'm sure you're feeling the kind of the pinch of time, right? It's like gaining momentum as the year closes. It's like the holidays are coming and, tick, 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 the days are going off. So really taking this day tomorrow to step into that soulful dimension of yourself. It's actually even more powerful than January 1st, because January 1st is also an 11 day, right? 1, 1. But it's only one set of ones, right? But 11/11 gives you the four ones, which I'll get into a moment why that is much more powerful. So this year, because not only is it 2022, but we just had this total lunar eclipse in Taurus, which is very much the sign of the earth. And also Mars, which has just shifted directions to go retrograde on October 30th, all the way through January. There is this heightened energy of this initiation of Mars turned inwards, as well as because whenever a planet goes retrograde, it's all about the inward harnessing of that energy. And so sometimes Mars going outwards is just like it shows up as anger in the world, all this kind of fiery energy out in the world. But when it's retrograde, it's really your initiation power, Mars retrograde. And how will you use that? How will you apply that initiative gusto energy of Mars? And 11/11 is exactly where you can apply that. And, lunar eclipse also is kind of like an 11 in that it's like cutting out the internet. When you recycle your internet, when the internet gets slow and you disconnect it from the power source, and then you wait 30 seconds and then you reconnect it, all the static that has built up, that has made the internet very slow, all the excess data is released, and now you have that really high, information highway flowing again. And so 11/11 has similar kind of an effect where it gives us a portal through which we can switch the timelines, because we are living in an era of accelerated evolution, and that means we're going from a time of polarity consciousness, of duality consciousness, right? Me and the world, and kind of this defensiveness and justifying, and this is all like that happens when the 11 collapses into a 2. Right? So 11 in numerology, we add up the digits, and so when 11 collapses to a 2, it becomes its lesser, dimension. And the shadow side of the 2 is this kind of polarity of not, this discordance of the 2, this polarity of, getting defensive, trying to elbow the other, blaming the other. These are all the shadow side of 2. So we need to maintain the magic of the 11, because 11 is the master number in numerology for a reason. It's a very ancient science, so don't belittle it, because everything is vibration in this universe, and numbers have power. So does planet have power. And so it's good to pay attention to the vibrational frequencies that really present themselves in our world, whether it's in the form of a date, in the form of the time, the clock says 11:11, or in any other form. And so even the word light, Light, right? In numerology, every word has a code associated with it, and the word light is an 11 word. It has an 11 frequency. And so 11:11 is a day when there is this, it's the alpha and omega, the endings and the beginnings. And you're able to walk through that portal. Another way to also think of it is that there is the three-dimensional, and then there is the transcendental. And you can actually, there is a gap that opens up where you can step right into the center, as a sovereign human being, as the creator of your own life. Because if you're just in this three-dimensional, you become an object. You identify with being this body, you identify with being this personality self, and you live inside of the box of this limited self. But 11 means, the small self, the egoic personality self, and the source self, the Atman self, the self with a capital S self. They get a perfect alignment, and you are able to step into the magical space of, the connection between the two. And from this connection, see, because we do need that material three-dimensional side, because in order to take that which is in the mystical realm, in the image and the vision that lives inside your heart and your mind, and to materialize it into concrete three-dimensional reality, we need to be able to connect, right, the 3D with the mystical. We need to merge the practical with the mystical, and 11 really symbolizes that. And 11:11 is truly significant, because when you add 4 ones up, you get number 4. And 4 is the number of foundation. 4 is the number of, in the chakra system, is the square is the yantra for the earth. So 4 represents the earth, the 4 directions, the 4 cardinal directions, right? The 4 seasons of the earth. And so 4 represents grounding that vision, because 11 is the visionary number that you receive through that portal. And to be able to ground it, imagine 11:11 like this with a 4, and you're able to ground that into the material realm. And so I highly recommend that when, today, because this portal is open, not just, it's a good news that it's not just open on 11:11, but 7 days before and 7 days after. So, but it does start to fade the further you go away from this time. So, it would be wonderful if you can do this meditation tonight, tomorrow, continue it for a few days in this window time of 11:11. So I had this image kind of downloaded from my meditation, which really imagine this meditation, right? So you see a doorway, and you can decorate the door the way you want to decorate it. And it could be this beautiful ancient kind of like a Pantheon, Greek column, and the grand door, or it could be, a French door, whatever, however you want to envision that portal, right? And you see this light shining through, pouring through that door, calling you. And just imagine you're walking towards it, and walking towards it and walking towards that light. You can do this right now. You can close your eyes and just breathe and just see that doorway, see that portal. And as you grow closer to it and closer to it and closer to it, you are beginning to feel your density begin to dissolve into a subtlety, that you are becoming more consciousness, more energy, more pure consciousness, and less matter. And as you stand right in front of the portal of this beautiful inner doorway, you feel this rays of light on your face, and you realize the timeline that you left behind with all the limitations, all the frustrations, all the obstacles, that is now behind you. And in front of you, you have the opportunity to step into a whole new timeline where your vision is already realized. Your vision is already actualized. And so that doorway is the portal into the land of your vision, where everything is in the present tense, already manifest. And so you take a moment at the threshold to just feel this energy, to attune to the energy, to complete this process of you becoming completely pure consciousness, leaving that density behind, leaving any darkness, any blocks behind. Can you do that? Are you able to conceive of yourself, devoid of those limitations? Just take a moment and just feel the breeze of Shakti, the Shakti of your vision realized, the power of your vision realized. And you step one foot through that portal, and already that foot, maybe it's the right foot, I can feel infinitely higher frequency. And you know that all you have to do is take the other foot that's still in the past timeline, in the timeline of your old self, and you just need to pull yourself all the way through. So you take a deep breath, feeling that breeze of Shakti on your face, knowing and just really attuning to the vision realized. Really hold that vision, feel it, know that it's realized, and you step now both feet through that portal. And now you are in the new timeline. Just feel that. Even on your cheeks, on your skin, you're in the new timeline where your vision has realized. And you just continue to walk. And halfway, maybe a few steps forward, you just take a moment to look back and you see through that portal all of your past. And you know this is the last time you are seeing that old version of your reality. And you take a moment to say a thank you and a goodbye to that old version of yourself with all the limiting boxes of belief, with all the frustrations, all the obstacles. And you just say a heartfelt goodbye because you learned so much, you grew so much from dealing with them. And now you see the portal, the door slowly sealed together, and it's sealed forever. And now you walk forward feeling complete vibrational match to that vision. So you are now in the new timeline. You are now in the new timeline, and you are embodying that vision. No longer are you working towards that vision, you are working from that vision. And you are the source because you are that one of 11, right? You are that one of 11. Now, I want to share with you another technique to ground that vision, which may have been vague, may just have been a frequency that you felt, that how to actualize that vision. And by the way, if you have that vision, I would love to, be the other one in the 11 for you and mirror it and be the holder of it's really powerful to have a partner in believing witness your vision for you. And this is what I do in my work all day long, every week, every month. I am, having this conversation with so many visionaries that, many of them who have really already realized their whole vision, or at least parts of their vision, in just accelerated way by just having that conversation. If you like me to be the holder of your vision, to hold the vision for you and to also up level it for you, because there is even a higher dimension of your vision that's possible. And tomorrow is a great day to do that if you want to book it. I want to share with you a very super gift, which is my Visionary Accelerator Session, the Vision Accelerator Session, because 2022 may be coming to a close, but tomorrow is a super day of manifestation. It's a day when the old paradigm ends and implementing the new paradigm, the paradigm of your vision. And it's a wonderful day to do that. So if you'd like to grab your 45-minute one-on-one, truly it is such a valuable session. I mean, I will stay with you for the whole hour if you like, to just bring everything to the table to support you in seeing what is standing in the way. You know, the one needle moving thing that if you really worked on intensively, that you could probably shave your timeline off from, 5 years to 1 year. I have done that, and many of my clients have done that for sure, in manifesting their dream house, their dream partner, that dream income, the lifestyle, whatever it is that you want to manifest. You've first got to have a vision for it, and you've first got to be able to be such a believer. That belief muscle must be very strong. And so if you're not 100% there, I would love for you to borrow my belief, and it's my work in the world to hold your vision for you. So grab that session, because I just have 3 left for this month. I had 7, and now it's only dwindled down to 3. So because I have to travel for Thanksgiving and all of that. So grab it while you can. It's visionarysession.com, and I would book it for tomorrow if you like, because it's such a powerful day of grounding your vision into material realm. And it's always a great day to really refresh your vision, give it a new beginning. So I wanted to share with you that technique for really accelerating your manifestation, to take it from ethereal to the 3D physical manifested form. And that is to reverse engineer. Just feel your vision, and don't do it just with your mind, your intellect. Do it through, here is another portal, right? You walk through the third eye portal and see that vision, right? And then play the tape, the movie of life backwards, and just see. It doesn't even have to be in chronological order. Your intuitive self, your Atman, your source self will give you all the steps that you need to take, that you needed to take in order to actualize this vision, because yes, it is already manifest in the vibrational form. And now from the vibrational, the ethereal realm, just download the knowledge of all the steps, that the chronological steps that you have to go through. And the steps may come to you in out of order, and that's fine. I take a index card, 3x5 index card, and just write down all the all that the source energy tells me that is necessary. Maybe it's the phone calls to make, it's emails to write, it's research to do, it's maybe some tool to buy, it's connecting, making a phone call. It will give you directives. Maybe you have to create something online, but it will give you all the directives. And you need to network, whatever, where do you need to go? So you want to write down one idea, one piece of information per 3x5 index card. And I have filled out like 50 of them. And as you spread them out, and I'd like to do this on a kind of a open floor or on the bed if you don't have space on your floor space, and just again, with your third eye open, you look at those cards and go, which is like a milestone, a major, represents a major big step. And you put that, and then, okay, what are the mini feats? Are there anything from what I've written down that go under this? And then you start to build milestones and mini feats, milestone and mini feats, and then you can order them in different order that makes sense to you. So you take your logical mind, marry it with a visionary mind, and you create a linear bridge from your vision to the present moment. And this is the best and most efficient way to do it, not from here to there, because when you start from here, there's so many unknowns. It's like you kind of lose your way. But when you reverse engineer, it's kind of like inputting the destination into the GPS address field, right? The more specific the address is, the more accurate the pathway. So That's why the dialed in vision is so important. So again, if you have a vague vision, or if it's not 100% clear yet, or if your belief in that vision is not 100% yet, then just book the session with me at visionarysession.com, and I would love to support you in just really dialing it in. So it becomes, it's like taking the focal lens and dialing that vision in until it's crystal clear and three-dimensionalized and five sensory filled in, because very few people have a vision that is a living entity. It's usually a someday, maybe if kind of a vision. And that kind of a vision, it if ever it happens, it takes a very long time because it's like so far away. Visionaries are people who lives their vision at a second notice. It's like it's there, right there, and it's burned, tattooed to their eyelids. But it's more than tattooed, because it's like, HD vision, and color and crisp, and they can recall the energy of the vision and the emotion that having that vision realized. They really have taken the time and the effort to become familiar with that signature emotion of your vision realized. So if you don't have that dialed in, then definitely book a session with me. I want to get you fired up, because you'll leave the call so excited, so ignited for your vision. And that's what you need, is an ignited vision versus a someday vision. Yeah. And really make it the probability. First it's like a vague maybe if, possibility. Let's take that possibility into the realm of probability. Now that you have done this visualization with me of walking through that portal, it's like, yes, now it's a probability, right? And now let's take that probability and turn it into an inevitability by really laser dialing in your vision. And so I would love to be the seer, the partner in believing with you, and recommend to you, because I've worked with many amazing business owners, artists, solopreneurs, in actualizing their vision. People in the corporate world too, to a lot of powerful, successful women, especially, I find they still haven't manifested their soulmate because they put all their energy into the career. And this is one dimension they kind of shy away from, and because they feel, for whatever reason, and so I really help them just become a vibrational match to their soulmate, and really accelerate just drawing it to you. And so it's a very powerful day. I wanted to really share this, the meaning of the 1111. Now, I mean, even more, like when you add up 1111 2022, right? 1111 adds up to 4 numerologically, right? 4 ones equals 4. And then 2022, 2 plus 2 plus 2 is 6. So add 6 and 4, and it adds to a 10, which is the alpha and omega number. So even here, tomorrow's code, numerology code, is all about, manifestation. 10 is the number of instant manifestation. It is the number of the source, it's the initiator's number. So definitely write your vision down, walk through that portal, and I would love to be the supporter and believer of your, partner in believing of your vision, because visionary path can be a very lonely path. It is, and you want to be careful who you divulge your dream to, because, I'm sure you have had experience of, like, you get so excited about a dream, a vision, an idea, and you tell it to somebody close, like your boyfriend, girlfriend, your parents, whoever, and then they raise a very skeptical eyebrow, or they laugh worse. Maybe it's a close friend and they just like poo-poo it, and they're like, they don't get it, or they meaning well, they chuckle or raise their eyebrows, and it just kind of like dashes your dream to the ground. So you really want to protect your vision when it's in this tender time of, just in your heart and in your head. And you want to really manifest it, at least to, a certain degree of, really, it's got enough momentum on its own, and you have built up your alignment vibrationally and inner belief wise with your vision before you divulge it to anyone else. Now, in a partner in believing situation, where it's like, this is what I do, I let people borrow my belief, because oftentimes we haven't really grown that belief. We're not used to thinking See, as adults, we've become so addicted to problem solving, and we're good problem solvers, but we haven't been giving the permission, we haven't given ourselves the permission to use our imagination in the positive way. We're so used to using imagination in a negative way by worrying, right? Worry is the worst negative use of your imagination, and we do it all the time. What's the worst case scenario? We're so good at imagining that. But what actually the possibility of your life, your next level life, maybe we haven't allowed ourselves to fantasize, because it seems so woo woo and so, impractical, and we're afraid that people will laugh at us. But in this time of accelerated evolution, the universe wants us to use our, divine, faculty of imagination to step into being the creator of our reality in a true, practical way. There is a science to that, and it's important to, because you cannot manifest anything that you haven't believed in fully, that you haven't grown the belief muscle in. And also, you cannot manifest anything for which you have not expanded your self image to. I have this saying that you can never outperform your self image. You can never outperform your self image. And so, this 11/11 day, you know, this day of 4 consecutive 1s is a great day for doing a funeral for your old limited self. Literally, let yourself die. The old identity dies a small death. And then it's time to birth a new self image, the self image of your next level, that self, that identity that has already manifested your vision. Right? There is a self image that is a vibrational match to that higher reality that you are seeking. And so we must expand our identity to be a match to that. And that identity contains all the new beliefs, all the new paradigms that is necessary, that is actually a prerequisite for you to step into that vibrational reality of your vision manifest. And so with my clients, I really work to, become an architect of that new paradigm over and over. It takes repetition. It takes practice. You got to practice being your new self until you become it, right? And this work is really, I find it's a mentor is absolutely necessary for it, because staying in our own, we all have a frame around us, a box around us, and in order for us to, you know to try to grow out of it while being in the frame is really not possible. So I have a mentor that I work with, because I can't always see my own paradigm, right? In the same way, I work with my clients to really hold that vision for them, and just I call out their paradigm so that they can see what they can't see, what they couldn't previously see, and transform that little by little. So anyway, I hope this was helpful for you, and I hope you have now a radar open, the possibility open for utilizing this powerful day of 11/11 portal. And tonight, tomorrow morning, let's make the time to do the visionary meditation and step through that portal. Feel the vibrational shift. Write down your vision. And again, I invite you to, if you like, to have me as your partner in believing. And I would love to just breathe, more life into your vision so that it can manifest even faster. So thanks so much for watching. And I wish you a magical rest of your day, and have an amazing, miraculous 11/11/2022. Take care, everyone.